I watch other people with their kids, and I thought if they could do it, I could do it. You know, that's what calmed me down a little bit.
Yes, I saw this complete animal in the grocery store, just walking with this kid. Like, he had him like thrown over his shoulder like a beach towel, and he was trying to find where his wife was, and he just looked like such a moron. I remember just thinking, if this guy can keep that alive, I can do it. I can't explain the vacant look on this guy. I almost bursted out laughing when I looked at him. It's like, you're a dad? All right.
What do you think of parents now? How do you compare them to parents in the 70s?
Oh, it's just completely, the kids have so much power. It's like ridiculous. Like half of these kids, I'm like, I look and I just have what happened to me. And I'm like looking at a kid and be like, this kid's about ready to get punted across the grocery store. And it just never happens.
Right.
They just don't get hit. And I think it's hurting this country.
You're mad. Wait a minute. No, like, let's get this. You're mad that children are not being hit.
This should be the threat of it. Half of it was just look, it was just your dad was acting like he was going to do it. He never did it, but your mother did. And because she was a woman, it was like, okay. Because it was like, hey, you let a girl beat you up, you kind of felt emasculated.
F is for family.
Oh, yes.
Season 2, edgy for a comedy show, for a animated show.
You try to base it in reality. It's loosely based on my childhood, and I had a very volatile father, Loved the guy to death, but he definitely could have brought the volume down a little bit sometimes. But, was in his underwear a lot, and I think a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah, I think so.
But if you make it a real person and they're screaming at real kids, people get nervous. So, but if you draw them, people don't care about animated kids, so.
That's true.
Actually, a lot of the stuff that I look at from when I was a kid that actually kind of made sense in a way would now be considered like abuse, I guess. Like when I was a kid, if you didn't finish your supper, as we called it.
Supper, yeah.
Yeah, my mother was just like, well, you're going to finish, she would just wrap it in cellophane, and you just picked up where you left off for breakfast, like a blue-collar job. Like you take the shovel out of the hole and just start digging it again. So we were having cube steaks, and I forget, my little brother was still in a high chair, and he couldn't finish his. So my mother goes, all right, well, you're just going to have to eat it for breakfast. And that was like 8 hours away, which was like half his life. So he was like, all right, I'll take that deal. So the next morning, I remember we were having waffles. My mother always made Sunday breakfast. So we had all these waffles, eggs, bacon, this whole layout. My brother was looking at half-eaten cube steaks and a little mound of green bean casserole. And so he looked at my mom, he goes, Mom, can I have a waffle? And she goes, no, you got to finish your supper. He's like, well, after I finish my supper, then can I have a waffle? She goes, no, that is your breakfast. And he goes, oh, Mom, I hate you. And my dad, without looking up, took a full glass of milk and threw it in his face.
Andy and I have been through this, not together, but we each have 2 kids. But you are now going through this amazing life experience. How's it going? What's your first impression?
It's been going. It's not as hard as people say. People always bitch, moaning, and complaining, but, like, I had enough training before I got into this. Like, I've boozed hard until, like, 4 in the morning and had to get up at 8, like, my whole life. Go unload trucks, go do a gig or something like that, so I'm kind of used to it.
So you're used to this no-sleep thing. You've done this before,
Yeah.
All right.
I had to catch flights and just, stumbling through the airport, going to your seat assignment rather than the gate, and then having to switch it up. So, yeah, I've been through it.
Yeah, so I can't believe you think those are the same, but all right.
Parents are the worst. They're crazy people.
I mean, other people with kids, yeah.
Yeah, parents.
Yeah.
People with kids.
Yeah, I'm with you now. Okay.
I'm
sorry, I was boozing until 4 in the morning, and then I went to the airport.
I know.
So I'm a little out of it. So what are they driving you crazy? What are you talking about?
Because all they did was just bring anxiety. Like, I thought it was going to be this great thing to have a kid and to tell other people, and they're oh, you having a kid? Oh, no more doing this, no more doing that. Just making it seem like it was going to be this miserable experience. And it's been, I'm only 10 days in, but it's been a good thing. Kid hasn't taken the car out or anything yet. It's been all right.
What's the best thing so far, in your opinion, about being a dad?
I actually like going to the park with my daughter, pushing her on the swing and all that. And then also, at her first birthday party, I realized how lucky I was to have a girl, because they just sort of chill out and take things in. And I saw the little boys, they're like maniacs. They're like throwing stuff, ripping. Like literally watching my daughter, she just kind of waves hi at everybody, and the boys would come up, just rip toys out of her hands. It was like breaking my heart because she's so innocent. She hasn't met an asshole yet. So like, it's sort of like this, oh, what was that vibe? And then the boys, they're climbing on, they're throwing rocks down on the car. It was like Braveheart. Every time I told them, it's like, you guys, you got to stop doing this. And then also, you can't tell other people's kids not to do stuff.
Right.
So you got to kind of like be loudly like, hey, he's climbing up on the utility pole, and kind of hope that somebody does something. Well, back in the day, you could yell at people's kids, and I think that needs to come back, and that's what's holding back this country.
Yeah. Yell at other people's kids. No, it's good.
At some point, you got to be, hey, get off. Hey, I said don't do that, and then you got to be like, hey, look, you little shit. That's my car.
Yeah.
Stop throwing rocks on it.
Yeah.
Before I throw you over the wall. You're not going to do it, but you scare them a little.
As a dad, do you feel that you have more or less importance than you used to have when you were just a couple with no children?
Way less.
Yes, that's been my experience as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're dating, you feel like you're number one. Then the second you get like engaged, you become the backup quarterback. Like you start going down the depth chart. And once you have a kid, I think I'm like fifth now. Like it goes my daughter, then my wife, my mother-in-law, like the UPS driver. Brings the Amazon stuff, but I don't mind because I'm like antisocial. Always, like I had the best Christmas I've ever had since, I was a little kid and believed in Santa Claus. Just coming back with a kid is then you don't have to really engage with adults anymore, which is awesome. You just come in, they're like, hey, Bill, you're like, hey, here she is. And they're like, oh my God. And they all gravitate over. You can go hit the bar, hang out. Nobody's talking to you. It's tremendous.
Seems like you've calmed down. I know you had your second child recently.
Yep.
Fatherhood calming you down?
Boy. Fatherhood made me have to figure myself out because I didn't want my kids to go through, some of the stuff that I went through. Not saying it was all bad, but some of the stuff that I went through. So I just kept trying and failing with the temper, and I ended up taking mushrooms.
You took mushrooms to help you with your temper.
Then after that, I was sort of left with this profound sense of loneliness and not feeling loved, right? So I'm literally laying there going, what the hell is this? I love my wife and I love my kids, and I figured it out. I go, oh, this is how I felt growing up. I get it. And then I was like, I've been running from this feeling. That's why, hey, I do stand up. I fly helicopters. Am I cool? Do you like me? It's funny now. I haven't flipped out or yelled in my house. But now I'm going up. I still have that need to be liked. So now I'm going up to my wife, I haven't yelled in a while. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Am I a swell guy? Do you like me? So I still have that crushing need to be liked.
I'm really glad that since you had a child, you got over your anger issues. I look forward to a lifetime of you not losing your core.
No, I'm going to beat it. I'm going to go to therapy.
You're not going to beat anything.
I'm going to talk to.
You're going to blow up so soon in front of your child.
Typical parent.
It's going to just
no more doing coke.
I'm not going to be like my parents.